Howdy y'all.
Hi guys.
It's Ryan.
And Angela.
From RNA Music.
I actually have a shirt on.
You do have an RNA Music shirt. There it is.
It's underneath my overalls.
I don't have one on.
But you look nice.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it. We're here for another episode of ASKRNA.
That's right.
So excited. We're going to answer y'all's questions.
Okay.
That's what we're doing. Let's go. Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Angela.
And we have a little music lesson studio and a little guitar shop in a small town in East Texas. So we teach music lessons all week.
Yep.
And sometimes we sell stuff and things.
Sometimes.
I think I sold an amp this week.
Yeah, you've
Lots
been
of
selling
cables,
stuff. You've been selling stuff.
Cables, strings all day long.
Yeah.
Restringing guitars for people because it's just too much trouble to restring your own guitar. So you pay me to do it.
That's right.
And I will take your money.
That's right.
Anyways, that's what we do. We have a little YouTube channel. If you're a long-time viewer, thank you guys and girls for coming back, staying with us for another episode. This is what, 384. 384 episodes of Angela answering your questions.
Yep.
And me just sitting here looking pretty. So
that's how we roll.
That's kind of how we do it. So welcome back. If you want some swaggity swag like Angela's shirt that you can't see,
yes,
there's a link down in the description. You can go to our Teespring store. Yay, there it is. That's the newer logo.
Yeah.
Everybody likes the Phoenix logo, but
yeah.
Anyways, you can go down and link in that description, get you some swaggity swag, a shirt, a couple different designs, a hoodie because it's summertime in Texas and it's 105 degrees with the heat index, some socks or leggings or any of that stuff, or a cuppy cup. Right. So go check that out. If you're interested in some lesson resources, there's a link down there too to a link to some of the resources we use in our guitar lessons. So check that out. I think it's a good deal.
I mean, I do too.
But y'all be the judge of that. All right. With all that mess out of the way, let's get to the questions. We're going to answer questions from people all over the world. First question, Jeffrey Egan. They changed the thing. Oh, phone. I'm glad it didn't ring this whole morning though. So.
That's true. It didn't interrupt.
I know, because I had it next to me in case it did. Sales call. People calling me, trying to sell me stuff. It's like...
It's fun.
Yeah, all right. Let's go. Took me out of my mailbox.
Yes, you were saying how they changed the...
Yeah, like the names, like you see, it has like an @
Yes.
Jeffrey Egan 4896. Like I noticed that all the comments. Like, I guess the way YouTube puts your screen name up there is kind of weird. So, anyways, that's gonna make a comment of the day interesting.
Yes.
All right. First question, Jeffrey Egan. # huge Texas trucks. Y'all safe from the Texas tornadoes? Tornadoes. Yeah, we've had a string of really rough weather the last. 2 weeks?
We're supposed to have it today. I had a little notification on my phone.
Are we?
Yeah.
I didn't even look at my freaking weather today.
Yeah.
So we've had some
severe thunderstorms later today.
Severe thunderstorms are fine. Tornadoes and straight line winds and
your town now just
like
has a part
30% chance.
Mine didn't say that.
What's crazy? We both have iPhones. We both check the same weather app. Whoa. Yours is different, but still only like 40% chance.
Yeah. Thunderstorms expected at 1 p.m. It got pushed back. It was noon.
Yeah, they don't know.
I was
like, weather app. They have no idea.
Yeah.
But we have had some severe weather in Texas the last couple weeks. Dallas got hammered pretty hard.
Yeah, Van, like the surrounding areas got hit. Tulsa got hit pretty hard because they're out of power.
I saw that. Like somebody was saying it was worse than the ice storm of 07.
Yeah.
When we lived there in 07, there was a terrible ice storm, knocked out power. For us, only a day.
Right. Because
we lived next to like an ER-style hospital type thing. And the grid we were on had priority, but they said it's really bad in Oklahoma, in the Tulsa area.
A lot of people are dying mostly because of the humidity and heat because their air conditioners aren't working.
It's crazy.
Because there's nowhere to go. It's not like they can go to a church and
go to a hotel.
Or go to a hotel because there's zero power. So, praying for the folks in Tulsa.
Yeah, luckily a lot of the bad weather that's come through is just sort of skirted around Canton, just like went like right. I mean,
we had some trees down. It woke us up at 3 o'clock.
Well, we did have one storm that kind of smacked Canton directly.
Right.
And they were saying it wasn't really a tornado.
No, it wasn't a tornado. It was like
I forgot what they called it. It was a weird name. A guy was telling me about it. It says it's kind of like a tornado, except way bigger. Like
it's wider.
And it's got winds that are going like that, but it's super wide, almost more like a hurricane kind of.
Right. It's
had
a giant storm system.
Yeah, and it had the wind power of like an F3 tornado.
Right.
So in Canton, there were some buildings damaged and trees destroyed and like I mean,
you would think a small tornado came.
It looked like a tiny tornado hit, but it was something else.
But we're safe.
We're fine. Like, so we had the shop was fine. 3:30 a.m. in the morning, woke up. It was slamming into Canton, and then we got up. We lost power at 3:30 in the morning at our house, and it didn't come back on until
like 4 or 5,
like 5:30 that afternoon. So 3:30 a.m. to like 5:30 p.m. So we were out without power, but the shop was fine. So
just like a couple streets over.
Yeah, like a couple blocks away is the shop, and then like, okay, well, literally like right across the street from us, the houses had power, but our street did not have power. So it was weird because the way the trees fell on the power lines was kind of funky. So we were fine. Yeah, but there's a lot of I freaking hate spring and summer because you do get a lot of. Everybody thinks of tornadoes as like spring weather, and it is, but we also get it into the summertime because of the heat.
Into the fall.
And into Christmas sometimes. So it's, it is what it is. God bless Texas. Let's go. All right. Thank you, Jeffrey. Appreciate it, man. Next question. At Clara and Evelyn 5055.
There you go. Good job.
All right. So hey, I found your channel through your Curses by the Crane Wives guitar tutorial and was wondering if there was any way you could go over Tongues and Teeth by the Crane Wives.
That's a good one.
As there isn't a tutorial out there to assist with strumming patterns. Yeah, all right. So I did a YouTube video. I'll link somewhere to that. Where I did a lesson video, which I haven't done nearly enough of those. I should do those like all day long every day.
Yeah.
Because that's what gets the views.
That's what
Marty
people
Schwartz
want and look for.
Yeah, that's what they're hunting for. Is like, how do I play this song? I've totally missed it for like 13 years with YouTube. I'm like, I'm doing the wrong thing. Anyways, I made that video because we had a student who was singing it. We've had a couple learn to sing it, and I had one I was teaching her to play it. And I'm watching. First thing I'll usually do is go look at a video, like, well, maybe somebody's done a quick tutorial on it or whatever, or I'll print the chord sheet. And like, there's not much going on with the Crane Wives. Like, there's videos of them playing, which I found cool. I was like, oh look.
Yeah, they're good.
And like, there's no tutorials out there for this song, or if there was one, it was like wrong.
Right.
Like, that's not even close to how they play it. What are you doing? Like, I'm trying to. I'm a big
people making videos.
Yeah, and I get making like an easy version of this song. That's fine. I say easy version of this. What's the simple? Pat used to make these 1-finger videos. How to play this song with 1 finger. But I always try to teach our students like, here's how they actually play it. Now, if we need to simplify it and water it down, we'll do that. But I prefer to do it the way that they do it. And I was kind of hunting around. I was like, there are not very many guitar lesson tutorials on Crane Wives music. So.
Right. Well, they're really niche.
They really kind of are. They've been around a long time.
They have been
8 or 9 or 10 years.
Yeah.
Like I found a video of them performing that song, Tongues and Teeth. I was like looking yesterday. I was like, let me. I have never heard the song.
Right.
So let me go check it out. I was like, I found a video of them doing it like 8 years ago. I'm like, oh, that's an older song of theirs. Texas Trucks. So, I will take a look at it, see what I can do. It sounds really interesting. They're definitely using capos on that one. Curses, they weren't using capos, which I thought was funny because there was a lot of bar chords in it.
Yeah.
And people usually do that to avoid bar chords. They're capoed pretty high. They're playing some stuff, but I'm sure.
That'll be fun.
I'll take a look at it. I'll see what I can do. Now, that might be the niche. I'm the Crane Wives guy. The guy who makes Crane Wives video lessons.
Obscure band.
Obscure band music lesson videos. How to play Warefoot songs.
Right.
I'm going to do that. I'll do that. Here's how you play Warefoot. All right, I'll see what I can do. Thank you so much. I'm glad you found us. I'm glad you enjoyed that video.
Yeah.
And I'll see what we can do. Angela can sing it, and we'll
love to
see what happens. All right, thank you, Clara and Evelyn. Next question. Hashtag. I want to go at Just Fun Guitar 1500. That's dumb how they changed that, right? Hashtag Huge Texas Trucks. One just drove by. Great episode. New question. How tall are your boys now? Are they still growing? I got, what's funny is we just took a picture like
just a couple of days ago.
2 days ago? Because I missed, normally Father's Day was this past Sunday.
Right.
And for like the last bazillion years, it's always on a Sunday. And I've always been playing guitar in church on Sunday. And this was the first Sunday I wasn't playing guitar at church. We didn't go to church.
Right.
And so, of course, my memories keeps popping up. Because every year, it's always on a Sunday, but it's a different day.
Right.
So my memories in Facebook popped up this day. And I posted pictures of like the timeline of here's us 1 year, next year, and the boys keep getting bigger. My beard keeps getting longer. So I was like, oh, babe, we didn't take a picture. Now, you had to go take a picture with your dad, and you forgot. You took 3 tries. Because you went down to the house to do something, and then you came back, and you're like, dang it. The whole reason I went down there was to take a picture with Dad.
Yeah, because we got talking about plants and stuff. It just, turns into something else.
Now, they live like 8 houses down the street from us, so it's not
like,
a problem.
We're back in the car, and it was too hot to walk, or I would have just
So it took 3 attempts for you to get a picture with your dad. And then drag the boys down there so they would take a picture with you.
I didn't drag them.
I mean, you took them with you.
Yes. I was like, hey, we haven't taken a picture of Papa. They're like, oh, okay. So we jumped in. And then, of course, he started helping his dad that day.
Oh,
and it was just like turned into like, and we were all just going all these different directions. And then finally, at the end of the day, we were like, oh, well, crud, we didn't take a family photo.
Yeah. My dad's, one of his main air conditioner units in his house went out. And it was, it's hot in Texas right now. It's like in the 90s. But the humidity is so high. It's like 85% humidity. So it's like, it's 94. It feels like 108.
Yes.
So it's blazing hot.
It's hot.
So I had to go over there and like kind of troubleshoot.
It's actually hot right now.
It is.
It's hot right now.
Actually,
at this moment.
So I spent my entire Father's Day afternoon trying to help my dad out so he didn't, have to leave his little place and go get a hotel. I mean, he could have done that because we have power, and then, I don't know it was a lot.
It was a lot. So we finally got it done.
Finally got a picture.
The boys being tall.
Long story long, we took a picture a couple days ago, and I'll put it up here. So they're looking at that photo. How tall is Nicholas?
Nicholas, well, last time we measured him,
how long ago was that?
Oh gosh, over a year ago.
Okay.
So he was like hair from 6'8". So it was literally like
6'7", and
it's 6'8". There's
6'7" and 5/8.
Yes.
Or something. 7/8.
Yeah, 7/8.
6'7" and 7/8.
Yes. And then Aiden.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, with the tape measure and everything.
Yes. Well, I I did it a couple times. Like stand up straight.
Stand up straighter.
Swing your chin. Don't
slouch like that.
Slouch. And then, he was flat-footed. He leaned right up against the wall. And, of course, I have to, tiptoe and get above his head. And we measured him. And I was like, hey, walk away. And it was right at 6'8". And then Aiden, the last time we actually fully measured him, I haven't measured him in a while. I think I haven't measured him since he was 6'4". But he's grown so much since then. So we're like, yeah, we would call him 6'6", But I don't know. I don't know exactly how.
We don't have hard numbers on Aiden.
Yeah. But he's still growing. I mean, he still has 2 or 3 more years he can grow.
Yeah, he literally just turned 18 a couple months ago. I didn't stop growing until I was about 19. So Aiden could grow a little bit. I think Nicholas just stopped because he's 20.
Yeah, he's 23.
That feels weird. Nicholas is 23, so he's probably capped out on his height.
Yeah.
And Aiden is, we think, 6'6", which would make sense because he's probably 2 inches shorter than Nicholas.
Yeah.
And Nicholas is...
Yeah.
They're freaking giant.
They're big boys. They're big boys. And they make me feel like a little tiny woman. It's hilarious.
They make me feel like a little dude.
Yeah.
When I stand next to them, I'm like...
And I'm not a tiny woman.
Yeah, we always say that. We show pictures of our boys. And usually it's like somebody's in front of me, and I'm talking to them like, oh, here's my picture of my kids. And they're like, what the crap? Because I'm standing next to them.
Right.
And I'm taller than a lot of people. I'm like 6'2", so it's like...
Right.
And then they see
the
boys.
5'8", so
the boys next to me, and their shoulders are like up here, and they're just like,
they're like,
oh, your dad's so little. Like, actually,
no, not really.
I'm not. I'm just not.
Neither one of us are.
I'm just not gargantuan sized.
I'm not like 5'2".
I'm not like, they're like professional wrestler sized guys.
Yeah.
They
could be.
I was like, Nicholas, you're bigger than The Rock. I mean, taller than The Rock.
Yeah. He's taller than most.
Taller than most of them.
I don't think there's really an actor that's taller than him other than that old man from Babe.
Oh, yeah. That guy's pretty tall.
And Gregory Peck, I think. No, I think Gregory Peck was 6'6". So.
Yeah, pretty tall. Nicholas is freaking huge.
There's not a lot of actors.
Not freakishly huge, though. Like, there's another guy who works at Walmart that go in, like a younger dude, and he's like, I'm like, bro.
Yeah, and he's really.
And he's like really thin. Like really slender.
So it makes it even worse.
I had to go ask him, like, I'm sorry, I know you get this question all the time. How tall are you? He's like 6'10".
6'10".
I was like, okay. I was like, my son is like 6'7", so I understand. But I was like, I'm used to seeing my 6'7" son stand next to me. But I'm like,
you're another pocket, sir.
Yeah, but he is very
thin.
very thin railing, and
Right.
Nicholas
is just like a wall.
is beefier. Like he's
Yeah.
like, he doesn't look like a skinny tall person. He
No.
looks like just a
Big old man.
big old dude.
Mhm.
Anyway, thank you for the question, man. We're proud of him.
Yeah,
We're
we
proud
love
of the
them.
boys.
They're good boys.
And
They're
they are kind of like, like, wow, you don't see that every day. You see them walking into the store together and you're like, what? Is there about to be a wrestling match here? What's happening?
Yes. Did the NFL show up? Is there a bus outside?
What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's great.
Just fun guitar. Next question. Fat Philosopher. Hashtag hug Texas trucks. It's
Not
too
in
hot.
this heat.
It's too hot. I ain't touching any
Your
trucks.
muffler burn on your chest.
Yeah, sitting in the leather seats in our cars. Like, oh my God. Put the window reflector
The
up.
devil's breath.
Mm-hmm. It
Yes.
says jumbo frets versus narrow tall frets. I play mostly jumbo, but I hear intonation is better on high tall frets. Angela, are there ukuleles with jumbo frets?
I don't know. I'm sure there are, but the frets aren't. I mean,
No.
they're pretty uniform
They're pretty small.
across the board. So I wouldn't think there would need to be jumbo frets.
Yeah, they're not. They're pretty.
Almost like adult finger width.
They're pretty small. It's not like the height of how tall and wide those are. Like they're not.
Yeah.
It's not. It's more like an old. If you ever play like Fat Philosopher would have never played an older Gibson, but kind of flat and smaller frets, so they're not that big.
Yeah.
But you don't need much for the ukuleles.
Mm-mm.
Interesting question, though. Interesting question. All right, now it's time for comment of the day.
Comment of the day. Comment of the day. Yeah. You make the comment.
Comment of the day. This is where we play a song for you guys on the spot. We make it up.
Yep.
I mean, I've seen the lyrics already. I've seen the
shoulders
lyrics
back.
she has to sing.
Yes.
I
have not.
I have not even contemplated what I'm going to play. So we're going to play a little song right now. We're going to make it up literally on the spot. Well, not the lyrics. You guys wrote the lyrics. But Angela's going to have to make up a vocal melody and a vocal rhythm. I really liked last week's. By the way.
Okay.
I was like, thanks. I forgot what I played already, but I liked it, and I like what you sang to it. So
Okay.
here we go.
Uh-huh.
I did a test chord earlier, tuning the guitar, and I played an E minor.
It's been a long week of singing for me. So.
you've been doing a vocal camp all week long with your kiddos.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that in a second. But here we go. Comment of the day song.
J. Burdett 212 will be on 7 plus. I don't think I could pull myself to spend that kind of cash for a guitar. Was small or not.
Resolve it. You can't just stop.
I know, but
Well, it worked out. We needed kind of a long thing
yeah.
because your name now is like at jburdett212lpr7vos. Screen name. I wonder if you can change that.
I don't know.
It's weird. All right. It says I don't think I could pull myself to spend that kind of cash for a guitar, Les Paul or not. Now it actually said something else, but I think it was like speech to text kind of thing. It was weird. I think he meant Les Paul or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because what actually was on the thing was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure what John meant was that.
Yeah.
Because we were talking last week about getting like a Murphy Lab Les
Yeah.
Paul. It's like $10,000. And would you gig that? Would you buy a Murphy Lab guitar? Would you buy a $10,000 Les Paul?
Mm-hmm.
And would you gig with it? Some people are like, yeah, I'd gig
Right.
with it. I'm like, all right,
Sure.
all right.
Go for it.
So that's what we were talking about last week. It is a lot of money.
It is.
It is a lot of money for guitar. And somebody left a comment, they're like, tell me you can hear the difference between, cheap stuff and good stuff, and cars, and cameras, and guitars, and just whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I mean,
to
yeah, there is a difference between, there's a difference between a $200 guitar and an $800 guitar that you can hear.
Right.
Now the difference between a $2,000 guitar and a $10,000 guitar, no.
Right.
I was like, if you're playing them both through a really nice amp, you're not going to hear a difference.
Right.
So I mean, the difference between $2,000 and $10,000, it's just bragging rights.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I can see that.
Yeah. Now 200 to 800, 200 to $2,000, pretty. You know, I think it's going to sound different, but it's going to be more so a feel difference and a reliability. Does it stay in tune?
You can tell by the touch the quality of something.
Yeah.
When it jumps up that far.
There is a such thing as you get what you pay for. I mean, McDonald's hamburgers are not as good as Chili's hamburgers. And Chili's are more expensive. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
And with
I've
cars.
been going to Whataburger.
Going to Whataburger. I mean, Whataburger is better than McDonald's.
We haven't tried the just beef patties at.
We haven't.
We haven't.
We should do that.
We'll be back in 5 minutes.
Whataburger. So, anyways, but that was comment of the day song. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. Next question, Matt Haji. Hashtag huge Texas trucks. Hey, RNA, good show this week. Ryan, how's the ZZ Top gig going? Thanks for the video. Hashtag KTMA. I don't know why I'm reaching for this. I was like, do I know Who's calling me from Grand Prairie, Texas?
I have no idea.
Spam calls at the shop.
I've been getting a lot of political stuff.
Spam calls. Well, it's good because I've been talking about it in a lot of videos.
Yeah.
I'm still hard at work learning a bunch of songs and solos and like vocals and learning to sing and play Billy's parts.
Right.
We ran into a little bit of a hiccup in that our first drummer, who's like, yeah, I'll do it. That'd be great. Let's do it. He's like, okay, cool. And we're trying to get together to practice, and
then life happens.
Then life happens, which happens, and I'm like, I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad at anybody about it. But it's like, he's like, he just couldn't do it. He plays in another band, and he's self-employed, and all this stuff. He's like, and he was like, I'm so sorry. he didn't want to let me down. I'm like, you are fine, my bro. I've been where he is.
It's life. Young
family, all that kind of stuff. So he couldn't do it. So first drummer was like, I can't do it.
It was like our life in the early days when people were like, do y'all play anywhere? Do y'all gig and stuff? We're like, no, we don't have time.
Yeah.
We're trying to build a business, or we're trying to raise children. We're just trying to live, pay our bills. And that's not a guarantee of good money enough to pay your bills. So.
Yeah. And then my backup drummer, she was super stoked to do it, my student. And she was like, yeah, I'll do it because it pays.
Right.
And then when I messaged her about it, I'm like, hey, she was going to be the backup drummer for the first drummer. I was like, hey, he can't do it. You want to be the drummer? She's like, I don't know. I'm looking for a job right now. I don't think I can commit the time to it. I'm like, okay. I understand. Like, I got you. So we were supposed to have our first like full rehearsal, well, a couple weeks ago. Or no, on Father's Day, this past Sunday. And then we realized it's Father's Day.
You're supposed to have practice.
We were supposed to have practice. We had scheduled it for Sunday. Then I realized that they were like, wait, tomorrow's Father's Day. And Joseph, the bass player, and he was like, oh yeah, I forgot it was Father's Day too. So we both forgot it was Father's Day. Shocking. So we didn't have practice. But so right now we're in between drummers. But we're going to focus on me and Joseph. We're just going to get together. The bass, vocals, and guitar. And we're going to hammer out our parts, and we're going to work on things together to make sure we've got our stuff together, because we're both of us can play drums.
Right.
And both of us were drummers. And it's like the drum parts are not overtly complex. It's not Dream Theater. He's like, yeah, any like real competent drummer should be able to just kind of jump right in and learn those parts pretty quickly. Like, yeah, you're right. So next step is just me and Joseph kind of sitting down and working on our stuff. So when we have time to get together. So the trickiest part of this whole thing is just coordinating everybody's schedule. And that's with only 3 people.
Right.
So that's the thing. Yep. So anyways, but maybe when Joseph and I get together to go, I don't know when we're going to do that. We haven't talked about it in a couple of days. We just talked about Father's Day. I might film a little bit of that for you guys. And we'll kind of, but it's happening. It's still happening. We're just getting the band together. Right. All right. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. Last question. All right. Thank you. Brian Strauser, the last question. At Brian Strauser 5695. It gets harder and harder to climb into a lifted truck with every passing year. How is your ministry going, Angela? Blessed, I pray. Ryan, have you looked at the Epiphone 59s? They have definitely intrigued me, although I still dream of an Ashley semi-hollow. Hashtag huge Texas truck. A couple things here. All right, Angela, how's the ministry going?
It's going great. Yeah. I mean, whatever I do towards that. So just working every day, posting stuff when I can. But right now it's working at the shop and taking care of the house and Bethany Kids. I work for that nonprofit organization. So doing that, that's pretty much all I do right now.
Got some podcasts lined up?
I do. Actually, there's a lady who started a clothing company that is very political, but Christian political kind of. And a few people are picking up her brand because what she's saying on her shirts and stuff for women is pretty awesome. And she's supporting women, which in this day and age is really hard to see and watch. People go against women. Real women. So she's going to be my next
It's funny that there's
guest.
such a thing as like fake women.
Right. And so we have, she's standing up for women's rights, actual women's rights. And yeah, so I'm going to be interviewing her. I asked her, I was like, hey, you're this small business, but you're making a splash in the world right now. And I'd just like for you to be on the show to tell us about your story and what you're doing. So I'll be having her probably in July sometime when our schedules clear up enough to be able to do that. I told her I'll send her some dates and see how that works out. So she's going to be my next guest. So
tell us about Bethany's Kids, because you haven't really talked about that.
Yeah.
So give us the spiel.
The spiel of Bethany's Kids. So Bethany's Kids is a nonprofit organization based out of Canada. Canada. Yeah, we
Are they
have,
overtly polite?
Yes, they are. We have basically just kind of like a nutshell. We provide medical services for children in countries in Africa. We're in currently 7 countries in Africa. And when in most countries in Africa, whenever men and women go to medical school, their country, let's say Uganda, for instance, will come in and like you're graduating and they'll bring you to their medical facility in the cities. And so the people in the basically like their outback, the rural areas will suffer. Children who need cleft palates or spina bifida, or just there's some just really wild deformities and defects that these children are born to. And in some communities, they're looked at as a curse and are abandoned or killed. And so where Bethany Kids comes in is that they train doctors. They actually pay for medical school for men and women who want to go to medical school, for not only surgeons, but also anesthesiologists and physical therapists, speech therapists. We provide wheelchairs and medical pre-care and after surgical care for them, and we just raise the money. A lot of American doctors, we pay for them to go over and train other doctors, and they'll stay in these countries and actually be their teachers in order for them to graduate and go on to be medical professionals. And we work alongside like Mercy Ships and Doctors Without Borders. But Bethany Kids is their own thing because they create permanence in the countries that we establish in, so that it's not just a bunch of American people going over there when they can, but raising up men and women in their own communities that they can stay in their own communities instead of being taken by the government and only being able to service the rich. So we provide shuttles, housing for the parents so they can stay with the child while they recover. After recover care, we follow them up with medication, wheelchairs, everything, crutches, braces, anything that you can think of that would go along that we take advantage of whenever we don't take advantage. We take advantage of the idea that it's going to be there. When I go to the doctor and I need a crutch, I'm not going to be like, well, where's my crutch? He's like, I don't know.
Here's a prescription, go find one.
Like, here's some sticks. Let's just, carry you to your car. And then, some people just have to stay in their bed because they can't get out of bed because they don't have crutches. They don't have this and that. And this way they can actually get all of that help. So we have many people across the country. We're trying to build the American base. Right now, we probably have about 2,000 donors out of America alone, which is a small drop in the bucket of potential donors.
Canada,
that's not counting Canada. So Canada has about the same. a little bit more because they are based out of Canada. So they have a little bit more base. A lot of them are doctors who give, but we're trying to get on the ground of making Bethany Kids known so that there'll be another name that people know when they think of stuff like this. It'll be another
Like
Mercy
Doctors
Ships or
Without Borders.
Doctors Without Borders or World Vision. That we don't adopt children in the way that you can financially adopt, one
You send
child
money to
and support them. We don't do that. We basically donate, and that whole chunk of money, other than the small fees that anybody has, goes directly to the doctors, goes directly to the families to help support them. If parents have to lose their income, then we're able to give them money in order to sustain life. But we also minister to them and show them hope so that they don't feel like they've been abandoned by God because they have this sick child, because a lot of them feel that way. So
How long have you been working with?
I've been working with Bethany Kids for about a year. So
Well, before that though. Like,
Oh,
when,
yeah,
When
so-
did you first get hooked up with them?
about, oh my gosh, I think 3 years ago, something like that. I have to go back and look. I started as an ambassador. So basically I would just, whenever they did fundraisers, whenever I would spread the word on social media. So I would help kind of feel out and talk about it. I've interviewed one of their doctors on my podcast, and it's on their page. So you can watch the interview. It's really hard to interview doctors in Africa because of the time difference, and they're so busy. So they're just kind of, when they get on the phone with you, they're just kind of like, let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up.
I gotta go take care
So
of
there's
the
there's not a lot of just, conversation, and they're just very matter of fact about things. It's neat. It's really interesting. But yes, I started as an ambassador, and which basically is just someone who is the mouthpiece for Bethany Kids here in the States. And then they approached me to be a donor specialist. So basically, I'm the one who communicates to the donors, thanking them and making sure that they have up-to-date information about our doctors and the children that have their lives changed by Bethany Kids.
So that's your other part-time job.
Yes.
Besides full-time RNA music.
Yes. RNA music is a full-time job.
Full-time job RNA music.
Yes.
Full-time mom. Although our boys are practically young men now, so
Right.
they're pretty low maintenance.
Other than just spending time with them, and cleaning up the house and stuff. Our dogs are full-time.
Our dogs are a full-time job. So, you have your own ministry, which
Yes.
is Giving Hope Ministry.
Yes.
But you also
Yes.
work for a nonprofit ministry.
Yes.
So you don't have enough things to do, babe.
I know.
I think you should do some more stuff.
I know. And I'm writing a book.
And she's writing a book.
Yes, I pushed pause on that for a second, but yes, I'm in the middle of writing my first book, so we'll see.
Yeah, you
How the
did
year
work to do
goes.
that. You put that on your daily. Have you written?
I know, that was actually on my daily thing.
That was your 30-day challenge.
That was my 30-day challenge.
We just
to
did our
write it
30-day
every
carnivore challenge. We'll do a video. We'll do a separate video about that.
Yeah.
And then we started, and we're still going with it. I actually was the day like 34, but
Yeah.
And I started. Well, that was great. 30-day challenge of that. It's like I should do a 30-day challenge. I've got 2 different 30-day challenges I'm doing on top of continuing the carnivore. Turned into like a 60-day challenge now.
Right.
But you're gonna do like I'm gonna write
Every day.
I'm gonna work on my book. I'm gonna write in
For
my
30
book
days.
for 30 days every single day.
Starting today.
Starting today? You didn't? Okay. Put it in your
So I have
calendar.
not started that yet, but that was a good idea, so I guess I'll start today.
You really should, because you got plenty of time.
Sure.
You have no lack of time there.
Great.
Brian's question for me was like, Ryan, have you looked at the Epiphone 59s? They have definitely intrigued me. Although I still dream of an Ashley Simo. I have looked at the Epiphone 59s. We were talking last week about, super uber expensive Les Pauls. And then, kind of talking about the ZZ Top thing that I'm doing. And I'm like, Billy is really well known for playing he had a 59 Les Paul called Pearly Gates.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of an iconic guitar. He doesn't tour with that thing anymore because it's super, super heavy. And he plays all kinds. He plays Tellys, he plays Billy Bows, he plays... Actually, everything he plays on stage is custom made.
I bet it is.
He's not playing Gibsons, and he's not playing Fenders, and he's not playing real Gretschens.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing a mastered luthier recreation of those guitars that are like 6 pounds or 5, something crazy like, because he's old and skinny.
Right.
And so he needs really light guitars. But I have looked at those. I hadn't paid any attention to the Epiphone. They have a 1959. It's called a 59. Epiphone Les Paul 1959, which is basically Les Paul. It is Les Paul. It's Epiphone's version of like a legit 59 Les Paul. Like the specs. The interesting about it is they do put Gibson USA pickups in it.
Oh.
So they actually put USA Gibson pickups in it, and they wire it like with the way it was wired in '59, and so the pickups and the electronics are all like pretty legit. So they're a little more expensive, about $750, I think. They're either $750 used or like $900 new. I can't remember. Or $750 new. I don't know. They're like maybe $850 new and $754. I've been looking at the used ones. There are used ones out there, but they're still like over $700. So.
Right.
But they look pretty good. They got 3 different colors. I'm like, that would be. I'm not opposed to playing an Epiphone on stage, and like certainly, again, it's more affordable. And if something happens to it, I'm not like, I took my $2,000 Gibson to this gig, and then it got jacked up. I'm like, oh man, an Epiphone I would play. But I have looked at some other, like the 59. That would be the closest thing probably that Epiphone makes to like a Billy Gibbons signature that he actually uses. But they have some Epiphone standards that look, this friggin' looks like one too.
Right.
It doesn't have the USA pickups, but
right.
I found one or two for like $450, between $400 and $500. I'm like, that looks like Billy's, I'm like, and it's cheaper. So I have definitely looked at them. I like to play one. I'll have to drive to the Evil Empire somewhere and pick one up and play it and see what I think. So, but we need to get some rehearsals done first. Like, all right, can me and Joseph do our parts? I'm pretty sure we can do our parts. But before I go diving in for an Epiphone, we need to make sure we're going to play all of our stuff. So, and that was the final question.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Thank you, Brian. What do you guys think about the 59 Les Paul Epiphones? If you've played one, let me know down below. That would be great. I'd love to hear your experiences with it. If you're interested, I'll put a link down in the description to Angela's. You started a
campaign. We have a campaign going. It's like nationwide, and it's called Move-a-thon. So Ryan and I pledge to move, to walk a certain amount of miles by the end of September, and it's you can.
That's going to be easy for me.
You can go as long as you want and do whatever. Our first goal is just to reach $1,000, and it officially started last week. And so, of course, I had the vocal camp, so I haven't really been pushing it all that much. But the link and again, like I said, it goes straight to Bethany.
So
Kids.
we as RNA Music,
RNA Music has our own team
to raise
$1,000
at
least
to go to that. So
yes,
I guess people can join our team.
You can join our team. You can start your own pledge. It's in the link, and then it'll say joining their team, and then you can also have a link, and then you can share that link with others, and you can have your own pledge of say, I would like to pledge $1,000 or raise $1,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
So
we don't make any money. That's not us.
No.
There's no money like coming to us.
No.
It
goes straight to the Bethany Kids website.
Yeah.
We're it's just the page, but it gets registered because I see them. I see all the donations made.
Yeah, because you are the USA donation specialist.
Yeah, I see them as I thank them. I don't see any of the money because they're based in the USA office is based in Virginia, and of course I'm over here in Texas, kind of just thanking people for being so sweet and generous.
What do we have to do? We have to walk.
Yes.
How far?
Well, we just said we're going to just keep walking until our money's raised. So.
We're going to keep walking until we raise $1,000 for kids in Africa, doctors.
Yeah.
I've already been walking for...
I think I put on there 50 miles.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bro, I did like 50 miles this morning. I'm on day 970. Oh, I'm on day 980.
Yeah.
I'm like 1,500 steps away from...
Does it say the miles on the bottom? 32.9 miles.
Well, that's just... Let's go to
this week.
No, let's go to the pedometer. Where's the POF? Where's that? Daily steps. Lifetime steps. Daily floors. Lifetime floors. Lifetime miles. No. I've only got 4,713 miles.
Okay.
That I've already done. I only need 287 more miles to get to 5,000 miles.
Yep.
So I've already walked,
So we're going to do this for Bethany Kids. It's not about Brian's goals. It's about this. So we have 50 miles that we're going to pledge.
I'm not intimidated by the 50 miles.
Yes. And we're going to watch 50 miles to raise $1,000 for Bethany Kids.
Yes. There you go. So I'll put a link to that down in the description.
So you can donate, join a team, start a team, whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want to do.
Yes.
It's great. So we appreciate it. And that's the final question. All right. If you have a question for next week, please type it down below in the comment section of this video, and then we'll be able to have questions for next week.
Yeah.
Maybe a comment for the comment of the day song. Maybe your comment will be immortalized in the soon coming record of the comment of the day album. That would be funny. We got to go back.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Anyway, so type your comment down below. If you watch this entire video from beginning to end, you're a super legendary type of person.
Yes, you are.
We have a little game we play called Secret Hashtag of the Day. And I hope Angela has an idea because I don't. So bad. But secret hashtag of the day is hashtag
Bethany Kids.
Oh, Bethany Kids. Is it Bethany or Bethany's?
Bethany Kids.
Bethany Kids.
Yes.
I don't know why I said Bethany's.
No, it's not a person's kids. It's just Bethany.
It's not plural kids.
Like the biblical Bethany.
Bethany Kids. Hashtag. There you go. And type that, and we'll know that you watched the whole thing.
There you go.
There you go. And that was it. And I don't know. My brain is just. It's been a crazy week.
It has. I'm slowly melting down my brain. I'm about to go take a nap. All right, let's wrap this up.
I'm just trying to. It's like, how do we wrap it up? Until next time, keep the music alive.
Don't forget it.
The music needs you.
And you need the music.
And we need to keep it alive for the next generation.
That's right.
It's like, I was sitting here thinking,
I was like,
how do we end?
Please,
how do we end?
Please.
I don't know. I couldn't remember. My brains are just gone.
I'm frizzle-frazzled. Frizzle-frazzled.
We didn't even talk about your vocal camp.
Oh, man.
Talk about it next time.
Yeah, we can.